Niagara College ball.
It is the final round robin draw prior to the playoffs here at the Mixed Curling Championship from the St. Catharines Golf and Country Club in Ontario. My name is Brian Chick, and we are coming from Sheet C for the first time tonight. The Sheet B game that we would normally cover. No implications on the standings, but this one does. Nova Scotia and Quebec. Both teams are playing for something, and we're in for a treat tonight.
Wine's good. Wine's good. Got to curl a shade.
Nova Scotia starting with Hammer by virtue of the pre-game draw to the button. They are sitting currently in first place in the overall championship pool standings. A win and they clinch that number one spot. A loss, they'll still make it through the playoffs. Whether they're first, second, or third, remain to be seen.
Yeah, and you always like to win that. You always like to win that game, heading into the playoffs. Momentum going.
Jamie Pearson joining me in the booth today. Thanks for coming.
Oh, always a good time.
We're good. We gotta go.
Quebec, on the other hand, started strong at one point, but have cooled off in the second half of the week. Fallen 5-4. So they need a win in their last game and would need Alberta to lose if they want to make that Final Four. So they're going to be doing a little bit of scoreboard watching, but first and foremost, they've got to pay attention and focus on the game in front of them.
Yeah, that's right. Take care of business first. But this is now game 10 for each of these teams after in day 6 of competition. That's a long week. A lot of curling.
10 games in 6 days, with potentially a couple more to come if you're one of those playoff teams. The teams that didn't reach the championship pool also had to play 3 more. They got off with 9 games this week, and there is no playoffs for them. So 6 of the teams are done prior to this draw, and the festivities, end of week festivities, have begun. But at least 5 teams out here with something to play for. And a 6th looking to play spoiler for Alberta. That would be Trent Skanes from Newfoundland and Labrador.
Pam! Heavy! Pam! Back line! Hard Pam!
Well, and they're sure out of the gate fast in this game. Lots of action behind the center guard, aggression. Not easing into this game. We'd love to see it.
Yep, the center guard and the draw is like, we always say, it's kind of almost like the mixed double setup. As soon as you get the guard up and that one rock on the button, then it's freeze, tap, freeze until somebody doesn't like the look of it and tries to blow it all up.
That's fine. I-25.
So right now, we know that Nova Scotia is through. Saskatchewan, also 8-1, they are through. And Manitoba at 7-2 will make it through. Now it's just a question of whether it's Alberta or Quebec for that last spot, and what order they all end up in.
Hard.
Right. That order is obviously important, a little less important than at some of the competitions you might be used to watching on TV, like the Brier or the Scotties, where they have an extended playoff pit system or a page or anything like that. This is just a straight semifinal knockout, so you either get to a semi or you don't.
Yeah, so the first place team will play the 4th, the second will play the 3rd, so there's really no difference between being 2nd or 3rd in this particular format, but it'll be a semifinal and a final. win your semi, you play for gold. If you lose, there is a bronze medal game, so you're not done if you lose your semifinal.
This one's curling early. It's curling early. You gotta stop. It's gotta stop. It's gotta stop.
Semifinal scheduled for 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Weight was good.
That one over curls a bit. Always a little tricky this end one, figuring things out. Just leaves an opening to clean things up a little bit.
Both teams did get a 10-minute practice and have all week, so you get to get a good feel for the ice before you throw those first rocks, but dialing it in right in the first end, not always the easiest. Here's Adam McEachern.
Clean.
Trying to play a little heavy bump.
Whoa, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. To it. To it. Just throwing those little soft.
Okay.
What do I get for weight?
I think it curls.
Quebec's get Don Bowser calling for another one, kind of half around that center guard, trying to
Not really throwing them soft. He's actually just like tight.
cover the green on the button.
Let's go, Tina.
Yeah, the situation on the button is really, really good for Quebec right now. The longer they can keep it exactly like that into this end, the happier they'll be. So continuing to put rocks kind of top house, even a tight guard here is fine. Just to try to keep that situation intact.
Line's good. Yep. Hard line. Whoa. That's fine. Close. Yep. Hard. Really good.
Great execution there from Brendan Nichols, and the Quebec sweepers locks it on, even over buried, and lines up the takeout, the freeze, so the takeout would just stuff on that back yellow. That's a perfect shot.
Yeah, and that shows the great communication of some of these top, well, it's not some, all of these top teams, where that was a little heavier than they wanted, but they put it in the perfect spot given that weight.
Now, Christina Black. These guys playing out of the Halifax Curling Club. Trying to get some green moving.
Good shot.
And gets rid of that top frozen one. Hit it thin enough that it scooted out the side. As predicted, that second rock did just jam on the back yellow, but not enough momentum to really do much damage.
Yeah, and with the other side of the sheet pretty much on lockdown with those two green guards, it's you're going to continue to see this being played, which just makes that green that did remain all that harder to access.
Line's good.
Brenda just threw this, so she's trying to basically do the same thing, maybe get a little more curl.
Going down.
Yep. I don't know. Yeah. Hard.
Colin plan B here, maybe trying to go past it. Caught a little bit in between on the line and weight call there. I don't. Don Bowser knew exactly where to put that one once it wasn't going to be perfect. Ended up in an okay spot, still somewhat buried, and tough double to take on. So
Yeah.
Kind of. That was what I.
Looks like they're looking at a few options here. The initial call was just peel the guard, because these two greens are lined up for a pretty easy nose double later. But also looking at what looks like the much thinner across the face double, or just hitting rolling over to the side, maintaining the yellow and trying to build an end that way. Quite a few options here.
looks like they're calling for board weight. Just try to get as much of that top green as they can.
Whoa. Close. Whoa. Close. Curl. Yeah, curl to it. Whoa.
Straight.
Great shot.
Good weight.
Pretty good result, but
I think that's
I think that's
better
about
Then
the
roll
best
to
you could
back.
do with that call. The greens were never, unless you threw it hard and tried to spill it over the top, you were never getting both greens to go. So a little bit of a window here for Quebec. If they can make this double, or at least get a little inside roll on the shooter, they could be sitting two pretty buried.
Yeah, I think that was the big negative outcome of that last shot, that you can see a little bit past the yellow stone, so you can't get a little flip in, which will make things real tough.
On it right out of his hand, trying to squeeze it by the guard, but got away with it.
Little tick on the guard on the way by to the perfect spot.
Missed the back double, but that's less of a concern than just got the absolute faintest of rubs to straighten that one out and put it back on line.
Sorry, Brent. Turned it on you.
Sometimes a little bit of luck's involved, and that was just the right amount for Don Bowser.
Drawing to like, yeah, right there. Probably a little bit more now. Give me middle. Give me middle. Yeah.
Sounded like he's
Line
trying
up
to
the angle
freeze right to
Line
shot
up the
rock.
angle run.
Not the shot you want to have to throw for your first one of the game.
Very precise.
What's that? No, there's the stop button. We're just lining up the angle run with the one on the right.
And if this is ever a hair heavy and you get past everything, you're in a world of trouble on your next one.
Just heard Owen Purcell saying this is a setup shot for the next one. If they can put it somewhere near frozen to the rock on the button, it makes that run back a lot easier if they have to throw it later. They'll have some options.
Line's getting good. Whoa.
It's hanging.
Does look a little bit heavy.
Sorry.
If that had been closer,
He just draws his one. He
I
draws
think
for one.
Quebec would be throwing the guard, but where it is, if you can get rid of both yellows and get a little roll away,
Bing, bing.
Owen Purcell will have to draw the side of the pinhole for one.
I'll throw it here stronger.
You don't want to keep it at all in place?
That's right.
No, I don't. No. Make it go away.
Okay.
Yeah, and I agree with that comment. I think nose is much, much worse than rolling out of there.
I agree that if you sit there, it makes that draw or potentially a double a lot more accessible. And if you make the double and roll out, then, like I said, Owen's going to have to draw to the button for one.
You gotta get a good chunk of that button.
And the steal of two is very much in play, even if you just roll out here.
Just clean.
Whoa.
Just clean.
Whoa. Whoa. Clean.
Quickly slid a little tight and set it back out to the broom, so it kind of tracked on him, but does the job. Yellow gone, and there is no double on those greens, so this is going to be a draw. He's got about a 3-inch window to play with right around the button.
What's that? Nice
A
one.
little.
What do you want for weight here?
He just threw it, so he should have a good idea of the line and weight, although being a little heavy on your previous one, I'll play with your head just a little bit.
Yeah, his last one was plenty of weight, almost close to back line, I would say. Back 8 for sure, anyway. And how do you take off 2.5 feet, 3 feet? And you're looking at a very precise target on your second shot of the game. So Owen Purcell, last shot of the first, looking for the pinhole to avoid a steal.
Line's good.
Line's good. T-line. Straight.
Jennifer Baxter and Adam McKickern watching it in. A little scrub here from Adam.
What a shot. Great. Great shot.
What a shot indeed. Little rub off the green. Stops almost on the pin. Perfect execution there from Nova Scotia. 1 on the board, and more importantly, avoid giving up the steal in the first end.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Great judgment there from the Nova Scotia sweepers.
Good sweep, Adam. That was all you.
Oh, that'll feel real good. Sigh of relief, making a big-time draw early.
Little, like, chisel and, like, spin in a little bit.
And you got to think Quebec would be happy with that end, not necessarily the result, but forcing them into a tough shot against 2 potentially. And if you can do that a few ends in a row, eventually you're going to get a break. So just looking across the sheet, our matchups on A are Alberta and Newfoundland. Alberta knows they have to win to claim that 4th spot. If they lose and Quebec happens to win, then they will be out of the playoff picture.
We're shade tight.
Newfoundland Labrador is out of the playoff picture, but they can still play spoiler if they put up a good one here against Alberta. British Columbia and PEI playing on sheet B. BC is 4 and 5. They're both 4 and 5. So with 5 losses, there's no chance to sneak into that final 4. So this is just for bragging rights. Our feature game is sheet C today. And over on D, it's Saskatchewan and Manitoba. Saskatchewan 8 and 1, so tied for first, but Nova Scotia has the tiebreaker. Manitoba 7 and 2.
Line's good.
And that battle will have influence on the rankings of those top 3 teams. Like I said, Saskatchewan, Nova Scotia, Manitoba already through, but in what order?
Doesn't need a curl. Doesn't need a curl. Yep. Yep. Good.
Nice shot.
14-9.
Okay. 14-9, you said? 15-9 or 14? Nice shot. That's lighter.
This end is starting the same as the first. The
Line's
tight
great.
center guard and right around it. So
Close, but
all signs point
Really
to
good line. No
another
bounce.
exciting one.
Oh, line's good.
Fun curling to
Close and
watch.
Straight if you can. Okay, whoa.
we're okay.
Well done.
Easy.
Whoa. Great shot. Very good.
Good. I thought that would have been a good opportunity for the lead run back. Yeah.
Yeah, Tina, I was thinking that too.
Good shot.
Center guard, come around. Already seen this once today.
I was looking at some of the stats for the teams heading into this draw, and if I'm reading the grid right, Nova Scotia has both scored the most points and allowed the fewest points of the entire field, which it tells you they're playing an aggressive style to score that many points, but able to get out of trouble when it does happen. And hey, that first end, good example.
Great.
If you can draw the side of the pinhole, you're going to get yourself out of a lot of trouble a lot of times. But no, I agree with you. I think they have been the most consistently solid all week. I think every other team has admitted they've had some hiccups here and there, and they had a game maybe that got away from them. But Nova Scotia seems that they've been pretty good. I'm not going to say spectacular, but they've been pretty good all week without one of those hiccups along the way.
That's right. And their sole loss was to our currently first place team, Saskatchewan. So.
Okay, whoa. Curl. Yeah, curl to it. I got it.
Straight out. Get out. Oh, shoot.
Okay, just a little light again, I think. No, weight was good.
I know, you were heavy.
This is bending in a hurry.
A little less weight than I think they meant to throw there.
Maybe down a bit, but what did you get? I got 95. I thought it was perfect.
That's good. Just top T line.
Calling for coming around the top 8 rock to the top 4 is a window into the play style of this Nova Scotia team. Hyper aggressive, but also speaking to the quality of the ice surface that this shot is even there.
It's a lot right now. It's gonna slow down.
Line's good. Keep it out there if you can.
Gotta go.
Where are we at? Where are we at?
We're like an 8 right now.
Oh, okay, then right back. Actually, no, just leave it. Just leave it.
T-line.
Look at this go sideways. Just
Okay.
right to the button. Oh, maybe a sliver deep, but from the hog line in, looked like that
What'd you get
curled
on
about
that?
4 feet.
It did.
Okay, yeah, I figured it was.
So I'm just looking at the standings now and realize there's a
Yeah.
permutation I
So I
hadn't
didn't
thought
wanna
of before. If Manitoba can beat Saskatchewan, they both be 8-2. And if Quebec wins this game, then Nova Scotia would be 8-2. Well, the top 3 would all be 8-2, and it would be one of those unsolvable ties. So it would go to last shot draw distance, which would go to Nova Scotia in the 3-way tiebreaker. And then Saskatchewan and Manitoba would be 2-3 in that order.
Okay.
But yeah, so Saskatchewan, if they win, I misspoke earlier, I think Saskatchewan is in first place by virtue of the head-to-head over Nova Scotia.
Right. But if they were to both lose and bring Manitoba into the picture, then Nova Scotia actually comes out on top.
Line's close.
Right.
Line's good.
Needs to stop curling.
Needs to stop. The line will be close.
Right off the bat, Alberta looking good over Newfoundland and Labrador. 3 points in the first end.
Great shot.
Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
Brendan Nichols looking for his run back. Hoping for a bit of curl. Not quite enough.
That's about right.
That's about right. I feel that Don Bowser doesn't feel like a lot has gotten too lucky lately. Like I said, they started the week 4-0, and the last few have been a bit more of a struggle. And when it starts to go bad, it just feels like it compounds sometimes.
Yeah, that green shooter, it's certainly out of the way for access to these centerline rocks if you're hitting them, but if it comes down to having to draw against something, much like Nova Scotia did last, and that guard is very much in the way on that side.
Yeah, the draw path, because there is so much curl, you have to consider that you're at, at that halfway guard stage. You got to be at least 2 feet off the line, if not more. You'll see Brenda probably take on that run back again.
That's good.
That was the right ice that time. I gave you like 2 inches more.
Okay.
And then we just have a little bit of
Yeah,
leeway.
well, a few more cracks at this.
Yeah.
But got to get something moving off the 4-foot.
It was nice they rolled to block that in off. Like. And they got rid of that little guy back there.
Just take them off.
Big scrub here from Dan DeWard. Straight back, bang, 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 bang.
Fantastic.
And that certainly looks better for Quebec all of a sudden.
Yeah, just draw top 4.
Yeah, right there.
Still not great, but
No.
much better.
Despite the
Still not
force,
out of the woods
but
at all.
not a, like, easy run double.
Yeah. Jen's
But-
taking there.
Okay.
A clean
Something
4-foot's a
like
good
that.
feeling, even if there
For
is
the
your guard.
draw,
At least it's
yeah.
your guard.
Yeah.
So look at the bright side of things.
And I think my intern with draw away will
That and
call
the draw on the open side is much more accessible now. You only have to get slightly better than full 8-foot or a bite of 4.
I feel like we haven't thrown.
That's an end saver right there. Although you're, like you said, you're not out of the woods.
Yeah. So maybe like 15.
I can still imagine a steal of 3, but it's a little harder.
You think it's still really quick? Okay. Top 4. Line's great.
Line's good.
Line's great.
Got room. It's not curling. Curl
Line's
if
pretty
you
close.
can. Spike the 4.
Owen Purcell looking to wrap one around to the top of the 4-foot. This will finish right over behind that guard.
Straight now. Straight. Okay. Good sweep.
Didn't quite get to the 4-foot, but
Sorry, that's no good.
does make the draw a little bit tougher.
Hand's bleeding.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Right behind it. Top 4. See me shoot out. Okay.
So you heard Owen be a little disappointed with that outcome, just because it does curl so much that you can get to fully buried even at the tee line here. So this is definitely an out opportunity.
He would have loved that
Little help
top of
there,
the
guys.
4-foot top button,
Yeah, I think
but
so.
being at the top 8-foot, there is a lot of room to get around.
Line's good. Line's good. Come on, guys. Tee line.
Line's good.
Line is very nice. They need to go for weight, I think, if they want it to really wrap in behind there.
Hard. Go, 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 go. Push, push, push.
Line's
push, push,
perfect.
push, push.
Get there.
Ah.
And all things considered, not bad. They appear to have gotten shot, although it's tough to tell with those advertising logos in the ice. But also,
He just cut his finger, so.
yeah, we're calling it an injury timeout here. Owen Purcell got a cut on his finger on his
Thanks for that.
coat zipper or something. Just applying a Band-Aid, so technical timeout here. So the piece that's sticking out, it is slightly buried. You can't get inside that green that Don Bowser just threw. So any hit on the outside of that green would run it towards those yellows, and it potentially could jam.
It sure looks like you can see enough of it to stay away from the jam, but you got to hit most of what you can see. This is not trivial.
All right. So
Injury dealt with.
Yeah.
No bleeding anymore from the fingers.
just board.
Sure.
Yeah. Roll to there, and he's gonna have a hard draw, right?
Yeah.
How's it
Even
gonna-
if you can just roll like 1 foot.
Yeah.
This
I
is,
feel like
you said, not easy, but not impossible. You've got to hit all that you can see of that green rock, and then try to leave your shooter right there. But that, if you're a little bit wide, you can jam, and if you over curl by an inch, you might be giving up 2.
Yeah, this is a shot where it seems very tricky to me to both make it and stay in that draw lane. And it feels like if you try to over pursue that shot, it's easy to not throw enough weight and it curls a little bit too much.
Oh, I
And
don't want to jam him.
I'd be tempted to just make sure and get rid of the green, but they're the ones out there with an 8-1 record.
Board weight.
So look, I think he said board weight, trying to hit what he can see of the shot stone. Looks a little bit more than board to me.
Whoa! Curl.
Whoa! Curl!
Definitely hanging out.
Just has to curl to get any of it.
Curl! Curl the whole way! Curl, curl, curl!
Right out.
Well, good news, bad news. The shot stone was moved. He did jam, but he got away with it, in fact.
No, it's
Yellow
it was
is
right
sitting
here.
2, so
But it just was
he would
bleeding
consider
down
that
here.
mission accomplished, and Don Bowser will try to draw for 1, or throw 2 feet more than he just did.
That's crazy.
Yeah. if this is the last end and you need it, maybe you think about some sort of run double because the green stuck around. But no, in end 2, throw down the broom, take your 1.
Might stop a hair quicker than this, but I'll give you a foot more.
Last shot of the second end coming from Quebec's Don Bowser. Looking for
good release.
Touch of the forefoot.
Starting to curl.
Sweepers like it.
Curling. Make sure. You need T-line.
Line's okay, just need to
15-6.
touch the forefoot, and I think he's got it. Right to the top of the button.
1 green, thank you.
Hey.
1 green. Tie game after 2.
Me and Brenda were talking about it, and
Quebec and Nova Scotia locked up.
yeah, I definitely gave you hair more in a second, but I definitely think.
Yeah, but give me her more.
I think we got rid of my 7 last time.
Did I take?
Because I think we thought it was just not sliding at the end.
Yeah, you were 1.
Alberta extends their lead on sheet A, 4-0 after 2, with a steal in the
What do
second.
you think? Did that slid a lot better?
PEI leading BC 2-1
I know I was
after
stronger
2.
kick, better kick, but
300s I had different.
okay,
Manitoba and Saskatchewan blank the second, so that is still a 1-0 game in favor of Manitoba.
Yeah, you know what? I think I ended up, to be honest,
As
I think
with
I ended up
all the
28
draws, all games are
Makes
available
sense.
on streaming.
Right.
If you go back to Curling Canada's YouTube channel, youtube.com/curlingcanada,
That's true.
that will take you to our live offerings, and right now there are 4 of them going. So if you do want to watch Saskatchewan, Manitoba, that is the sheet D feed. You won't get to listen to our fine commentary, but you will get to see your friends and family play on sheet D.
It's a fair warning. And excellent proof that this is not pre-recorded.
That might be an appeal for some people. We don't have to listen to you guys? Okay, so I'm switching.
YouTube does have this fantastic feature. There's a little button at the bottom right. You can mute whatever you want. But don't do that. You wouldn't hear the players either.
Hey,
Don't want
got a
to.
curling fight.
All right, third end underway.
Got 30,
Pam
but I
Nugent
feel like
throwing
it's
for
sliding
Quebec.
like crazy. Okay, yeah. It's in the house.
Yeah, 14-4.
While we're talking about streaming, just want to give one more shout out to Niagara College, who's done their broadcasting program, has put together all of the feeds this week and has done a great job helping us provide the content to you, the viewer. So thank you to Niagara College Canada and all of their personnel working on these
I
shows.
think it's okay,
Yes,
Adam.
many thanks. Above and beyond this week.
All right.
It's curling lots.
Halfway.
Yeah, carry it distance.
Quebec asked for the guard, but
might
it
be able to
slipped a little
use
bit deep. It's sitting top of the forefoot there, and Owen Purcell opts to ignore it, throwing the corner. Pamela Nugent's going to have another crack at it, try to throw a tight guard right on the center line. And we'll see if Owen Purcell chooses to use his guard or deal with the situation in the middle.
I wouldn't. Yeah. Gotta wait before you jump them.
After all the rocks in play the first 2 ends, I was curious what Owen would choose after the first Quebec stone slipped in, but it's like we're going again.
That rock does appear to be touching the center line, which means it is not tickable. Can't move it off the center line any further. Jen Baxter being asked to chase the one in the forefoot. Maybe get a rollover to use that corner guard.
Okay, yeah.
Hack.
Whoa, whoa. Clean. Close, yep. Whoa, whoa. Yep, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes. Hard. Hard.
Woo!
Yep.
I was certain she was going to rub that guard on the way by, but they just snuck it by and actually got more buried,
Yep.
which is insanely hard to do given the placement of those stones.
And a reminder how the no-tick rule works. If that, it's not just removing that rock. If it is no longer touching the center line after that shot, the shooter's removed. So even the littlest touch would have been a nothing shot there.
If they have grazed it and moved that rock half an inch and no longer touching the center line, the shooter comes out and guard would be replaced.
He called Pam.
That was he called Pam, but that was funky. That was weird.
Quebec trying to figure out what was going on with that rock. It was
It
funky.
looked like it grabbed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you heard them talking between ends about moving the 7 rock. So Don Bowser's first to someone else. He didn't like the way it presumably dug in or curled a little bit more. I'm trying to recall what his first shot looked like.
Whoa. Whoa.
Just get that one.
Yeah, straight then.
Not exactly what Nova Scotia was looking for there. They were hoping to get maybe the run double, but instead almost bonk the peel and leave a guard in the way.
Okay.
And yes, for those of you wondering, bonking a peel is a technical term.
70. Is it soft? All there. 2.
Easy, guys.
Pretty much at your broom. Yeah, it's right there.
Let's stop. Line's more important. Throw it, bud. First one just went. Did it not look like it grabbed straight?
Nova Scotia will have an opportunity or two to make this double peel, clean things up.
Whoa. No.
Adam McEachern looking for
Come on.
a little redemption. Bang, bang, bang. I'd say
Good shot.
that counts as redemption. Get that rock off the 4-foot. However, 2 center guards remain.
That's right. Now they both migrated a little bit closer to the center.
It's not
So
a great setup, but it's okay.
you moved your problem
Good shot.
middle-wise.
We're good to go.
It's a lot better for now, but it could be a lot worse in about 30 seconds.
I thought you were really close.
Line's good.
Yes, then.
Line's a little tight. Okay, line's good.
Both of you.
Straight. Line's good. Yep. Hard. Go, guys. Come on. Good sweep. Hi, boy.
Great scrub from the Quebec front end there. Cam Nugent and Dan Ward dragged that a long way.
Like,
Perfectly buried on the top 8. Would have loved another foot or 2 of distance out of it. But when you sweep it end to end, it's a big ask.
And definitely the correct way to miss. If that gets even to the tee line, I bet Nova Scotia chases it rather than doing this. I'm not sure. Either would be okay, but I think where it ended up,
Close. Yep.
you're never getting rid of that rock without getting rid of the guards.
Yep.
Yes!
Whoa. No.
Ah, Christina.
You're both calling the same thing. It's too bad.
I don't know if that's any consolation, but when you both screw up the line call, then at least you were seeing the same thing.
That's right. It's the rock's fault now.
Never. So straight.
Line's a little tight.
Off then. No, it's heavy.
Real good. Good judge, guys.
Slipping a little deep. This, doubles are never easy, but this is easier than the last few.
Maybe a triple there if you do it just right. If you hit a little high right where the broom is, you might go green, green, green and get them all moving.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Whoa, 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 whoa. No.
No, just crossed it a little too much.
Stuck to the back one.
And
Sorry.
That's okay.
now Don Bowser looking at the draw around. He doesn't think that top 8 rock's going to be his counter.
Yeah, with only 2 rocks apiece, I think at this point, one more guard, and you would not see a peel anymore. I think you would start to see Nova Scotia attack the 4-foot.
Top 4.
So I like this.
Should be able to get right behind that. Top 4. Like my last one?
Don Bowser looking for a piece of the 4-foot, trying to get as much buried as possible.
Lots of room.
Curling!
Oh,
Curling!
yes, curling. Yes.
Yeah!
Yes.
Hard!
It's curling. Yes. Yes. It's,
Yes.
Yes. I don't think it's heavy at all.
That's not good.
Not at all. I think it's light.
What's up?
Not good. They kind of got it in between weight-wise and line-wise. I think if they stay off that all the way down and let it curl and die a little bit sooner, it's probably
15,
better.
14, 8, 15?
Yeah.
But right away, it's not. Owen Purcell immediately indicated the draw,
You like this?
which, if made, is going to be very difficult to remove.
That's right. The stagger on the 2 greens makes it impossible to use them to go after
I think if we're
this
close to
rock
yellow,
if
we'll
made
be fine.
well.
Like this should float out for a little bit.
The you can't see enough of the green to just double these out to simplify
49,
things,
like
simplify your last
14.5.
shot, but obviously the upside is much less. A well-made shot here could definitely do a deuce.
Line's great.
Not a lot of room for error here, but like you said, if it's made well, it'll be
Line's really close.
Whoa! No
a
curling in.
tight situation for Quebec.
Yeah.
Easy, long wait
Whoa.
only, wait only. Whoa. Wait only.
Little extra weight maybe. Will it stop in time?
Good job.
Just. It is shot, but that will act as backing for
Well, I mean,
Quebec
you guys
draw.
have a better idea, but yeah.
We shot? Oh, we're shot. Okay, that's fine. Man. Actually, like, carried pretty good. I did throw pretty hard, though.
And this will be a big team communication shot because you can come to the back one
4.
and guarantee that it's at worst 1 for them, or you can try to sit more like top button. But if not made perfectly on the right line, now you're giving them a chance for 2. So the sweepers will have to tell them where this is. I believe the call was to the back one.
Yeah, and I think that's the right move. If you ever leave a little too much space, Nova Scotia can make you pay. If you lock it right on, then you're making him throw, again, a makeable but not automatic draw.
Yeah.
Easy!
Whoa.
Easy off!
Where is it? Well, maybe make it curl.
Line looks pretty good, just has to walk right over.
Don't lose it! Son of a...
Just a little, I'm not going to say complacent, but I think they just missed the sweep call there.
Yeah.
They were off it, and it just
Hack even,
jumped a
but
little curl on
I
them.
like
That's
that
right.
side.
They loved it right until it was on the guard.
Yeah. You got it.
Do you think I need more?
I think they might have thought it was just a touch heavy, so they weren't too concerned about the curl, but it got them.
No, I think this is close.
Because nobody was panicking.
No.
Right up until the very end.
Yeah.
Again, not automatic, but a
Backline weight.
chance for 2 here for Owen Purcell. Backline weight, if he can get to the nose and avoid the jam on the backing, he can score 2.
Taking lots of ice.
It's one of those classic shots. Don't overthrow it. Even if you're just T-line, fine. You get your 1. You throw the draw and let the sweepers manage the little tap. So
All right.
he said back line, but that'll be absolute max.
Just through.
Has to get to nose or even a little bit of cross. If he's ever wide, I think the jam is definitely in play.
Close.
Close.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Close. Straight.
Close. Straight.
Straight. Straight. Hard. Hard. Right to it. Hard. Hard.
Clean. Clean.
Good.
Just snuck it by.
Really well executed.
Really nice line call there. Judging the weight and the curl and whether or not there was going to be a snap.
Thanks.
A lot of yes, no, all the way down. That's usually a good sign, but
Curl there.
great
Yeah, thanks, guys.
execution there from Team Nova Scotia. Communication and everything right on that one. So 2 points on the board. They have a 3-1 lead after the third end.
All right. Nice end, guys.
Just slight miscue there from Quebec. Opened the window.
For a second there, I thought they got caught in the same spot. They jumped on it, but I think the back line weight versus the T line weight was enough to keep it there.
Yeah, they were definitely. I was thinking the same thing around the hog line, that there was a little panic in Nova Scotia's voice there because they thought it was going to dive like Don Bowser's did, but they snuck by, and unfortunately for Quebec, they did not.
I got it. I think it's close. You.
Line's good. We're shade tight.
I think
We're pretty tight.
it's top 4, I thought.
We're in a tight path.
Top 4. Not anymore.
Yeah, just leave it there. It's
Top
fine.
12.
Good. She can hook around it. It's fine.
And then you change your mind.
Quebec also electing for the corner guard. Down 2 on the scoreboard. This call becomes a little bit more natural. Much like we didn't see last end, where they never ended up using that guard because the play got drawn to the center. We'll see how this end plays out.
A lot of that sometimes has to do with where the first draw ends up. This one just being in the top 12, not really that threatening. You will see teams base their decision making on how good that first stone is. And if that was sitting on the top of the button, it might be a different story.
Very high, very wide guard. Certainly not where they wanted it. The higher the guards get, the more difficult it is to use them, given how much it curls.
Yeah, we've been saying that all week. Anything that's higher than that halfway number 2 guard is almost useless.
Close line.
As far as protection goes, it can take away the draw path sometimes, but as far as hiding a rock behind it, it becomes very, very difficult.
Just to it.
Keep going.
Coming
Keep
down.
going. Keep going. Top 4. Keep going. Keep going. Hard, Adam. Hard.
Manitoba manages to steal 2 in the third, so they're up 3-0 on Saskatchewan.
Good shot.
Newfoundland gets on the board with a single in the third. They're trailing 4-1 to Alberta. And PEI and BC, one of them will even their record at 500.
Yeah.
They are tied 2-2 after 3.
I don't know if we're there.
That's just a moral victory at that point, but going 5-5 sounds a lot better than 4-6.
Sure does. And a good showing getting into the championship pool and getting a few high-quality wins at this level.
Yeah, knocking off some of the top teams.
See you like suggesting it. Do you ever guard or?
So the one high outside guard has become the double high outside guard, which is now, you can hide something behind that now.
Yeah, they're still way up there, but
Like you're guarding this one.
it's the way those are placed. They're about 3 rocks wide now. Maybe
I was seeing this.
Okay.
maybe you could hide something in there.
Yeah. The right hit and roll at the right time might spring them into life.
Okay, line's good. Right here. Where we at? Okay,
It's trying. 7.
just one full 8.
It's trying.
Sit.
It's
Look at
pretty
this
close to
finish.
great.
Okay, curl.
Just walks right over on its own.
Back here now.
Top button fully buried behind a rock on the top 12.
Okay. It's fine.
Not
I mean,
much
there's
of
not much
a
you can do to
choice
put
to
it
be
in the
made
great
there.
spot. The guards are all
Quebec
together.
looking to move some of these yellows, ideally stick around.
Yeah, I imagine they're playing actually the roll first before the double. They happen to be the same shot, but
Okay.
it's not bad.
Yeah,
Weight was good.
it's kind of counterintuitive there, where you could say, well, he left 2 on the top of the 4-foot basically, but given the placement and the stagger and all of that, all the factors lead to go, that's not bad for Quebec.
I think if you're like covering.
Yeah, and you'll
It's
see Nova
okay, I
Scotia
guess.
quickly decides to
Yeah.
ignore that kind of annoying rock, just because there's no fantastic way to deal with it, other than just hitting and rolling to nowhere useful.
Yeah. Sure.
A reminder for those who maybe weren't watching all week, these mixed games are only 8 ends.
I would have. Yeah. Do you like peeling?
So they do tend to move a little bit quicker than the Ryer or the Scotties, those 10-end championship games.
Like we'll just leave them to double. I'd rather you do this.
I like that more than the guard.
Okay, 10-5.
You have to cross the nose. Okay.
Little discussion there on whether they actually liked the guard and liked leaving that green Quebec stone at the top of the house, and they decided they don't want to leave it there.
Well, clean.
They're going to move it and ideally roll half a rock to the right.
Yeah.
I'm watching the center line, and I'm like,
No, yep.
Hit and
Good
rolls.
shot.
good.
Totally buried. Now your corner guards are coming into play.
Yeah, I like that better than the guard.
Yeah.
Well, that yellow axe is almost an extension of those 2 guards now. If they can ever get one over there, it's hard. You can't even freeze to it now. So it might all be working out, but still requires one precise shot.
One good shot can really change the complexion here. If he makes this double and the roll,
One in the first. What happened?
which doesn't look like it's going to happen. This is over curling by a ton.
Playing for just the back one now.
Is that same rock?
It's the 4, it looks like. So yeah, it might have been.
Yeah, you're a little soft in the front.
Yeah. I'll make sure I have a little extra because it might be a little slow.
Important that they stuck around there now, because now Nova Scotia has to address this rock.
That is the potential second
Clean.
counter, so
Yeah.
they don't want to leave it there,
Yeah.
especially when the corner guards and their own
Yeah.
rock are
To it.
in play for,
To it. To it.
again,
to it,
one
to
good
it,
shot
to it. Gotta go. Gotta
can really utilize those.
go. Good sweep. Good shot.
Ignoring the shot yellow rock and going with the straight draw. I like this call.
It's a little extra aggressive. I don't mind it.
A lot of that comes down to team preference. how precise they can play these down weight hits to control the roll.
Yep. Hard!
This one took off right away.
Really gotta go.
Hoping to get a bounce off the other yellow maybe to
Yep,
salvage this.
Pam.
Again, not a terrible result for playing C or D.
Yeah.
A lot of the times when I'm teaching strategy clinics or skipping clinics, the better you can get at reading a release and knowing right away what that rock is doing, the more you're going to get out of that shot for your team. And the quicker you can switch to plan B or plan C, the more likely you're going to get a good result. I think that your average club curler spends a lot of time hoping that plan A is still in play when a good skip knows right off the bat that it's out the window. So yeah, great call there by Don Bowser to get something out of that shot, even though it wasn't exactly what they wanted.
It's true.
Very good.
And it can take a lot of mental energy as a skip during the game, but knowing what those plan Bs and Cs are even before the rock is thrown, that's what can differentiate some. It can help with deciding which side to ice on, where to miss best.
Learning to read that release and just how that rock is traveling for the first couple of seconds of its life, you should have a really good idea if plan A is still on the table.
Yeah.
Right.
Whoa. Yeah. Hard.
Oh.
Red throw, Brendan, my fault.
Just. I'm not going to say she missed it. It was just didn't quite get the angles just right, and you're talking fractions of an inch there on where to hit that to get the result you're looking for. Don Bowser claims responsibility for the line call, but I mean, so hard to say whether it's going to curl that extra half an inch.
Yeah, you could tell from the way he was calling it, he was definitely trying to get outside of the nose to not just go jam. He did want to spill the other yellow, but left it out just a little too much. As you said, at 10-foot run back, the precision required there to differentiate between those two outcomes is immense.
Yeah. Okay.
And you could even tell he wasn't quite sure on. He was yes, no. And that usually means you're pretty close, and just needed to curl up for him a hair more, hair less. I don't know. I need to see it again.
Yeah, a little less.
Curl the hair too much, I guess.
Yeah.
Curl.
Okay, whoa.
Curl, little more. Nice, sweet. Great spot.
Sorry, just
15-5.
too much ice. Good
Nice
sweep.
weight there from Owen Purcell. Basically,
Dangerous here.
I'm not going to say mostly buried. 2/3 buried.
Now the question becomes, where do you hide a green rock?
Try to get the nose.
Okay. What way?
Cool.
Right, just back line-ish.
Yep, okay. Let's go down, you got this.
Backline weight, trying to get to nose, but this has to definitely flirt with the guard if that's what you're trying to do. It's possible the way these finish, but
yeah, it is. It's about half buried, so this is here with the right weight control.
He center line. He was almost center line.
He'll really struggle to get any kind of inside roll, which is, you would think, what he needs to get this shooter safe.
Easy.
Yep.
they like the weight. Going hard for line, trying to just sneak it by the guard. They're on it. And that will make things difficult, assuming Nova Scotia can replace that guard.
Yeah, and the shooter rolled to what's arguably the most natural draw path for what would be his last shot. So let's decide where to put this.
Yeah, if Purcell can kind of plug that hole, cover a good chunk of the yellow that is sitting top 8, Don Bowser might be forced to go quite a bit wider to get it a draw around to the side of the 4-foot.
That's right. And you know it's going to be a foot or two slower out there, but exactly how much, you're guessing a little bit.
Okay.
Line's perfect. Well, it doesn't need a curl.
Okay,
Okay,
go
curl
ahead.
then.
Get to my broom. Curl a bit then.
They seem to like it. Last few strokes trying to push it
hard
across the
finish.
center line.
Over the line.
Finish it. Whoa, 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 whoa,
You're good.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Nice. Good sweep.
And I would say that's basically perfect. So now,
Good.
trying to get to the side of the 4-foot with a wide draw.
This shot is a lot harder.
Yeah.
To me, that doesn't look
Gotta
like
go
enough
wide.
ice.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Now they heard us.
I know. This should run a little straighter out here.
You got this.
Well, there you go. They think it'll
Yeah.
hang a bit.
Like similar weight? You like that same weight? Oh, it's okay.
So facing 4 Nova Scotia stones.
Fish.
Bach.
Nah, the volunteer just kind of walked straight through with the corn broom at his ankles.
There was a little movement behind the house there that caused Don Bowser to reset.
Oh, you G-line.
Facing 4, let's try this again. Looking for a piece of the 4-foot.
Well, yeah.
Looks like it's curling.
Yeah, this is diving.
Hard. The line. We're on the guard.
Stay on it. You might be able to cut him down on that last one, but no dice. A steal of 4 for Nova Scotia, and that blows this one open. It's a 7-1 game after 4. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back in a few minutes and see if Quebec can recover. We will see you on the other side.
Niagara College Ball. Gripper first.
Don't forget your brooms.
Yep, you got it.
Come on up.
Okay, well, what do you got? You got 1, you got 2, you got...
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
Niagara College programs immerse students with a highly experiential learning environment enhanced by digital technologies. We place students at the center of all that we do. We are Niagara College.
And we're back after our 4th end break. Players had a chance to catch their breath and have a drink and a bite to eat. Maybe see Don Bowser going for the Sour Patch Kids.
A staple.
Yeah, the Breakfast Champions, I believe, is their slogan. Big 4 on the board. That really has to be a bit deflating for Quebec. They just couldn't quite connect on a few different shots in a row there, and obviously the big draw against 4, taking the guard. It takes gives Nova Scotia rather a 6-point lead, 7-1 at the break. So Quebec will be playing with a bit of desperation now.
Yeah. They'll have a touch of consolation scoreboard watching, looking that Alberta's up 4 at the break on their side, but you never like to go through that, to have the game slip away like that.
Easy.
Yeah, the scoreboard watching being that if Alberta wins, then it doesn't matter what Quebec does. So at this stage of the game, it looks like Alberta is, well, they're leading. I don't want to say it's over, but they're up by 4, and that's usually an indicator in most games how it's going to finish. But so if Alberta wins, they claim the 4th spot behind. I can't talk anymore. It's been a long week. Alberta will claim the 4th spot behind Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Nova Scotia. And those top 3 spots are still up for grabs depending on how this shakes down. If Nova Scotia wins, they will at worst be tied for 1st, but Saskatchewan would have the tiebreaker and claim the top spot. But right now, Saskatchewan's losing to Manitoba. So 3 teams could end up at 8 and 2. No, I'm sorry. Then Nova Scotia wins, they'll be 9 and 1. They'll have the top spot. Saskatchewan and Manitoba would be 8 and 2, but Manitoba would have the tiebreaker. So Saskatchewan right now in 1st place could drop to 3rd.
All the way to 3rd.
If Manitoba wins.
Okay.
I feel like I need one of those CNN whiteboards where I can touch screen and show all the path to victory. Not that I want to bring up painful memories for anybody.
Yeah, and like we said at the top, getting to the semis is the important part. And there's no weak teams here, especially once you get to that level. But being the 1 seed and playing the 4, you have to like your chances, all else being equal, a little bit more than being in that 2-3 game. So there's definitely something to play for there.
We have tons of it.
Then, like we said, in the Saskatchewan-Manitoba game will matter. If they end up tied and they end up 2nd and 3rd, it doesn't matter who's 2nd and who's 3rd. They'll have the same record, and they're going to play each other either way. So this could be a rematch of tomorrow's semifinal.
That's right, it could be.
But I think Alberta is really the story here. They didn't look hot early on. They just couldn't catch their stride, and it seemed like they were losing games they could have won. But they've reeled off a few wins in a row here.
Straight.
They lost to Quebec, they lost to Manitoba, and they lost to Nova Scotia. So 3 good teams, but have beaten Saskatchewan and British Columbia in their last 2, and this one, if won, would put them into the playoffs.
Maybe it's because when you carve it, does it slow it down?
This is fine.
So as expected, you see Nova Scotia bringing this into the house as much as they can. They threw their first one in. Very difficult to generate anything more than 2 with just rocks in the house, if that even.
Great shot.
Getting rid of the greens tends to be a lot easier when you got somebody who can throw an accurate 6-second peel, and especially if you're not really too concerned about saving your shooter or anything.
It's very true.
I think
those are some of the most fun shots to actually throw, I find, that you just throw it hard and hit the thing you're trying to hit. It's satisfying.
I think that's the biggest difference between good competitive curling and your average club curling is that those big weight hits, I mean, maybe you got a few people in the club who can throw them, but your average club curler or club team doesn't have that weapon, and therefore a lot more rocks hang around and a lot more big ends sneak up on you.
Yep.
It's just so flat in the middle.
Sure, you've all been in that situation at the club level where you're up 3 in the last end maybe and thinking, hey, this should be easy. We'll just hit everything in sight, no problem. And then by the time you get to your skips rock, they have 4 in the house. Because you can't play like these people all the time.
Just defending between the free guard zone and the lack of big weight hitting ability. That's where club curling, you know, if it was 7-1 in the club, it's a very different game versus 7-1 at a national championship.
Yeah, right down.
You mentioned the 5 rock rule though, and that change from a few years ago gives a lot of hope. 7-1 is a big deficit, but in any given end, you can always guarantee to have something going. If you can put your first few guards in play, they'll stay there for a little bit. It's been a huge change to the game at the top level.
Yeah, that rule keeps getting more complicated and involving more rocks in play, which is fun for the viewer. Can kind of be frustrating for a team with a mediocre lead. If you're up by 2 or 3, that used to mean you were in control, but with the 5 rock rule and the no tick, you're forced to keep so many more rocks in play that, like I said, those big ends start to sneak up on you again.
Okay. Yeah. Whoa.
The team that's leading frequently doesn't want rocks in play, but you got to put them somewhere.
Yeah.
Hit this one first, please. That works.
Pretty good.
Yep. That green will not be leaving this shot. Well, shouldn't say that. It could. It definitely could.
It could squeeze through. If Brenda's draw attempt was maybe 6 inches lighter, it wouldn't go anywhere, but I think she maybe moved it enough that there could be a hole. Christina Black throwing a little smoke of her own.
Whoa. Whoa, yeah. Whoa.
Whoa.
Clean.
Whoa.
Really close.
Somewhere near the nose.
Great shot.
And yep, right between the 2.
Crap.
Made it look easy.
Good shot.
Thanks.
Nice shot.
Thank you. Thanks. Today has been like my day for just throwing outturn peels down the center line.
It's a nice feeling when you can reel off a few good shots and you're getting really comfortable. So Christina says outturn peels up the center line are going well today.
Line's good.
Right up the center line. It's almost like cheating. You got a guideline right there.
Whoa.
Right off the center line.
Straight.
Different story.
Hard.
Looking for a perfect freeze here, little bump. Not bad.
That's really good actually, because this has every chance of spilling into the far side yellow. You gotta hit this pretty thin to get rid of it.
If it curls up,
Whatever that is.
If it catches this one, it's still going to go under this guy.
Yeah. It's like a 1/6 of a rock.
Yeah.
Pretty much as soon as I'm hitting it, we can call straight.
Yep.
A 1/6 of a rock.
I'm not sure I've ever heard someone say that.
Oddly specific. What's that?
Yeah, I've heard a quarter. I've heard an 1/8. I don't think I've heard a 1/6.
12.5% of it or something. I don't know. I had to do some quick math there, but you know, you do hear quarters, sometimes a third, thick half, thin half, but a 1/6 is not one that's used very frequently.
Let's see if he's up to the
I
challenge.
think that's the right version. Yeah, 6 of a rock. I should clear both yellows.
So that means you cut it in half and then cut that half into thirds.
Oh, a little shaky.
And then hit just that one chunk.
Okay.
This is a big 6th.
I would say that's at least 2/6 divided, so I have to reduce my fractions, and that was closer to a third to a half. And you were right, that did jam on the outside.
This fell on the
Christina Black was not convinced that side yellow was going to be in play, but he hit it quite a bit thicker than he meant to.
Interesting to note here, I think a lot of people's instincts would be to just go and hit the yellow and lie your 2. He's actually freezing to it. This is much easier to control, much easier to guarantee you're going to still have 2 greens in play after this.
You can probably make it if I...
Well, again, this is him. This is Quebec playing desperately, too. They need... I mean, 2's nice, but it's not really going to help. 3 would get them right back in the game.
Yeah.
And they throw the freeze, say they make it perfectly. It becomes very difficult to remove that.
Yeah. You would expect Nova Scotia, if this shot is made anywhere near well, to just take the open one.
Pretty good help.
Give him his 2 rather than mess around.
Too much help.
Not curling. The side is
They
still
told me it
quick,
was 6 feet slower. I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna tell them that they lied a little bit.
Behind it, maybe?
Well, it's a great come around though.
Most skips wouldn't have called it that way, but going around the rock at the back of the 4-foot, just a little mix-up on the weight. He said that he was told to throw a few extra feet, and maybe he didn't need to do that. Overall, just maybe 2 or 3 feet heavy.
Yeah, not off by a lot. Although, given they didn't touch it the whole way,
Try not to fall on my
certainly
slide
quite a
this
bit
time.
more than he would have thought he planned to throw anyway.
I think
However,
the rock still makes it.
Owen
but it's
Purcell
like
did not
thin
take
half.
very long to call this. The flat double, trying to get both these greens going, and that would just be the absolute nail in the coffin for Quebec.
He will definitely make sure he misses this thick.
Make
to
sure you get
rid
one.
of something.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa!
Close. Whoa.
Whoa! Clean!
Clean. Just clean it.
Seemed to like it.
Yes, sir.
So no choice but
Nice
to throw the
throw,
draw
Owen.
to the 4-foot.
What an intern!
Right.
Nice double there from Purcell.
And they're all smiles back there, having a good time.
They're fine.
Behind. All you. Staying wide. Just staying wide.
Needs a
Still-
good chunk of the
still quick
4-foot
here, eh?
for a single.
Still quick.
Sweeper's backing right off of this one. And it will grind just in time. 1 green, a point on the board for Quebec. They trail 7-2. Nova Scotia will have Hammer playing the 6th. And it seems that playoff hope might be fading a little bit for the team from 5 different curling clubs. I got to read this. Descollines, Etchemin, Victoria, Buckingham, and Glenmore in Quebec. Got a shout out to my friends at the Glenmore Curling Club. Been there many times, and it's always a great party.
Like, no, it's a little slower.
Okay, 2.
It's never really slower. I couldn't.
So go back 4.
Still holds, right? Good enough. Good enough. Good enough, guys. My girl.
That's the center guard you need.
That's the one.
Touching the line, pretty close to the house. But honestly, we haven't seen a lot of very good ones all week, and I'm not trying to pick on anybody, but most of them are too high or not touching the line or both. But getting them nice and tight to the house on that line really gives you a chance to set something up.
That's right.
Yeah, it's dying to
Forces
the
Nova
side.
Scotia, despite the scoreboard, to come around.
Gotta
just
curl a bit.
Get there
Yeah, I
before they
think
do.
so.
But
Man, I got
guaranteed that
15-5.
come rock
Yeah,
6.
it's just out a little wide.
Just out a little wide.
That green guard will be out of here.
Great shot.
Yeah, and this Nova Scotia team
Good sweep, Adam.
has the players who
It
can do
helped
it.
you that
They're
time
just
a
gonna,
little. Feel useless, but
between Adam McEachern and
good.
Christina Black and then Owen himself, they can all throw it pretty hard and pretty straight.
Line's a little tight. Yep. Yep.
We gotta go.
Hard.
We gotta go.
Hard. Hard. Room.
Line looks pretty nice on this one.
Room. Not much room, but room. 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 Room.
Gotta go.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Right to the top, over out the other side, but fairly frozen.
Yeah. I think it's close.
Line's good. Oh, we got to curl a bit.
Wait,
We're still
straight.
out there a little bit.
Top 8.
Oh yeah, we really got to curl. Sit.
Okay.
Yeah, that one hanging out a bit, which just gives one more pocket for Quebec to use.
Yeah, this is what Quebec needs, is just to get a bunch in a pile, get the angles lined up, and hopefully make it all pay off later with some big weight that will remove the yellows and protect your greens.
Yep.
Close. Line's good.
Just line.
But for now,
Line's
just keep
good.
all your greens around if you can.
Line's
Keep
good.
it going
We're
and
tapping a bit.
Well then. No, no, no.
make it so that
You're right in the, right
when
in
you
the
do
box,
get
right
that
in the
miss
box.
at the end from your opponent,
That's
it's
Shot,
worth as
yeah.
much as it can be.
Pretty good,
Yep.
but I think we're going to start seeing
Oh,
some
7-8.
firepower here coming from Nova Scotia.
Driving this green into the pile.
Yep. Yep.
Hard. Hard.
Okay. Not great.
That was not a good outcome.
Really, no, but missed again.
great.
Going back to what we were talking about before, just missing by the hair. I think an inch on either side of that is a good result, but where
Yeah.
they hit is a terrible result.
Yeah.
There's a way to get all three greens moving, and he didn't miss it by much, but as it is, still a guard, still three greens now.
That's pretty good.
Just freeze there, yeah.
That yellow's coming back again next rock,
Yeah, you can guarantee
Same
that.
weight.
Yeah, just freeze.
but these are the kind of misses
No,
you
now
need
you
to
have to
try
put a
to
little bit
mount
more.
something.
You have to put more. Okay. Big push. Back line, I think. Big grabs, we're okay.
Yep, yep.
Heavy right now.
Hard. Hard. Hard.
Just sneak it by.
That's not bad.
Oh my God, that curl.
Oh, it just walked. As soon as it hits the fudge, it's gone.
Again, 4 greens in the
As soon as
house.
it hits the fudge, it's gone.
A couple of them really tough to remove. And no surprise that they're going to run that yellow
Hit it in the same
straight
spot.
back onto the greens, which could potentially get 2 of the greens going maybe.
Yep.
And you're probably going to lose the back yellow
Yep.
if done correctly.
Which is a feature that yellow's doing you no favors right now, despite being shot
More
rock.
weight.
Yep.
Exactly.
Whoa, whoa.
It's a little bit wider. Into the pile.
Rocks everywhere.
Rocks that flying
A
everywhere.
lot better. Thanks for catching that.
And you do hear Christina say that is better. in that there's no guard up front, there's no overlap stones, there's nothing to jam on anymore. It's a lot cleaner for Owen Purcell to just guarantee he scores a point here.
Yep.
Okay,
All
this
three in
side.
the 8 foot, so there's going to be double opportunities the rest of the end.
4, 10, is that okay? 15 maybe? A little tight, a little tight.
Have it clean. Just clean. Does not need to curl. All there. It's all there. Line's fine.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
We're at 95?
Note that they're playing one of the slash doubles, not the run back, because importantly, you want to make sure you leave no guards after this.
Yeah, just want to get that open. Don't want to leave a center guard. That's the last thing. Get one of the back ones. Unfortunate jam, but again, guard out of the way is the important part there.
But if you're Quebec, we're inching closer to skip stones, and you still have 3 in the house, so there's hope for this end. You see him continue to guard this key middle of the 3 rocks. This really any double that's going to happen is going to start with this top 4 foot rock. So trying to take that away for as long as they can.
Easy. I'd rather it a little open than too deep. That's a good spot, guys. Good judge.
Once again, you're going to see the center guard come back.
Yep.
Putting the one in the house and making the double.
Do you have enough of this to make
You could
sense?
think about it.
There could be a triple there if you do it just right.
Triple.
But
That's too much.
leaving the center guard there is always going to be the more threatening rock.
Even if made perfectly, the
I
triple
think that's a better call.
leaves a center line guard, top 4 with the next one. You're probably in worse shape than if you just had a straight peel. But I suppose a steal of 1 is completely fine at this point. You're trying to get rid of some green.
That was pretty close. If that curls up an inch more, it's an easy triple.
Yep.
But instead, where the yellow shooter rolled is not a great place for Nova Scotia.
It's even worse than leaving the center guard. It's center guard with backing now.
Yeah.
No, just make a good top button. And then hopefully on the second one, I'll be able to come down to him and tap him.
So you heard the call, top button. You do want to be shot right here.
I helped it pretty good, guys. Real big help.
Top button buried. If you're going to show anything, show the
Line's really good.
left side as we're looking at it.
Yes, line.
Line's
good. Line's good.
This is going sideways again. Line's really nice.
Yeah, over curling if anything, but it's in a good spot.
Hard.
Right to the top of the button. Not quite frozen, but I think that's almost as perfect as you can make that.
Good throw.
Thanks. Hit the guard, I guess. Do you like that?
Sure, it's either that or you peel the guard. So it's one shot or the other.
I like trying to pick it. If I hit the guard, I hit the guard.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's sort of hedging between the straight peel and trying to address shot rock. The peel is completely fine here.
pick is honestly pretty close to touching the back green. Yeah, if I hit what I can see, I can get rid of both greens. Yeah. If I hit the guard, I hit the guard, but. Yep.
Yeah.
Close. Yep.
Hard. Hard.
Hard.
Let's try skinny the guard, pop out the green, and get the other one for fun. It's a great shot, but same
moly, what a sweep.
same problem exists. You still have a guard in play, and you still have some backing in play.
Yep.
That was a crazy sweep.
I know, you were on the guard as you let
Nice
it go.
thing.
But I was like, this is
You're
perfect.
up
You had to be. You couldn't
5
be
points
wide.
with 3 ends to go. The steal of 1 doesn't keep you up at night here.
That is a fact. So Don Bowser looking to throw the same shot he just threw. He wants to make it a little more perfect, maybe 6 inches deeper than he was on his first attempt.
A little tighter. Yeah. 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 Yes,
Hard.
line.
Line's good.
Line's definitely tighter on this one. This could be coming out the other side a bit. But again, line looks really good. If they can get it there, it's almost identical to the first one, although not out on the far side as much as the first. So this is more buried, I think.
Yep. I'd say this might be a 6th showing.
Sweet, buddy.
But
Half weight.
yeah.
How do we think this will move? Something like that?
Yeah, buried enough that he can't throw the heater at it, so he's got to dial it back and take it on at a softer weight.
Yeah, half weight. Oh, I've got tons of it. Yeah. Yeah. And if we hit half a rock, it's 2. Half weight.
You hear the plan there, trying to hit half a rock with hack weight. Again, have to be pretty close to that guard to make it as called.
Okay.
But he hasn't missed much today, so I like his chances.
Yeah.
Okay, go then.
Yeah. Hard. Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
Whoa.
Plenty of weight.
Needs the curl, trying to push it over.
It's like enough for 1 anyway.
1 for sure, and that will be 2, and I expect handshakes. There they are.
Thank you.
Nice shot from Owen Purcell, puts the seal on the victory. That'll be a 9-2 final, and Nova Scotia will finish tied for first at worst, but there are still some games to play that will influence the outcome. So that Saskatchewan-Manitoba game is on sheet D. You can flip over on YouTube and turn that one on. That one will dictate who finishes first, second, and third. In the meantime, we're going to call it a night from sheet C. Thanks for joining us. Tune in tomorrow for semifinals at 10 a.m. and finals at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. And for all your scheduling, scores, and playoff brackets, check out curling.ca/scoreboard, and that will tell you the final results. Thanks one more time, and good night from St. Catharines.
Niagara College Vault
You got two. You got
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
Niagara College programs immerse students with a highly experiential learning environment enhanced by digital technologies. We place students at the center of all that we do. We are Niagara College.
Niagara College ball.
Don't forget your brooms.
Yep, you got it.
Come on. Okay, well, what do you got? You got one. You got two. You got
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
Niagara College programs immerse students with a highly experiential learning environment enhanced by digital technologies. We place students at the center of all that we do. We are Niagara College.
Niagara College ball.
Don't forget your brooms.
Yep, you got it.
Come on. Okay, well, what do you got? You got one. You got two. You got
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
Niagara College programs immerse students with a highly experiential learning environment enhanced by digital technologies. We place students at the center of all that we do. We are Niagara College.
Niagara College Ball.
Don't forget your brooms.
You got it.
Come on. Okay, well, what do you got? You got one, you got two, you got...
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
Niagara College programs immerse students with a highly experiential learning environment enhanced by digital technologies. We place students at the center of all that we do. We are Niagara College.
Niagara College Ball.
Don't forget your brooms.
You got it.
Come on. Okay, well, what do you got? You got one, you got two, you got...
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
Niagara College programs immerse students with a highly experiential learning environment enhanced by digital technologies. We place students at the center of all that we do. We are Niagara College.